Hello, welcome to the Lone Show. I'm your host, John Lone. In this episode, no regulars, cause reasons as always. As for our guest, she's from somewhere in the United States. She is a Mediterranean-based author, travel writer, holistic wellness advocate with over 2 decades of transformative journeying, and much more. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Sophia Elon.
Hello, how are you?
Great. So, how's life?
Life is good. I'm along the Mediterranean, which I think is a dream come true for most of us. And the weather has been absolutely phenomenal. And I actually have my nephew and his girlfriend visiting. So it's a great way to start the new year.
Fantastic. Is there anything you're working on or up to recently?
I'm working on quite a few projects, actually. I like to be going in a lot of directions. I'm pretty much a full-time author now, and I write across genres. I have a memoir and holistic wellness books, but what I've been working on most recently is a Mediterranean-based novel series, which is what I like to do most. And I'm working on a screenplay this month with my first novel. I recently got certified as a hypnotherapist, and last year I also got certified in heart coherence. One of my holistic wellness coaching programs I'm starting is for stress management, and I'm really happy with those recent certifications to be able to hopefully impact my life as well as others.
Sounds great. Are there any jobs or opportunities you haven't done yet that you would like to do someday?
I've kind of lived 9 lives already. I'm a former corporate lawyer. I've owned restaurants, and then I moved into this holistic wellness space and author space. If I could do things again, I would probably be an epidemiologist or an international journalist. And I really love kids. So I think the realistic one that I haven't actively pursued yet is to actually be like a daycare teacher to hang out with kids. Those are the formative years I would really like to make a positive impact.
Fabulous. Out of all the jobs and opportunities you have done so far, which one do you enjoy doing most?
I would say author. I'm pretty much an introvert, and so I like to share my thoughts via the written page and hope to disseminate insights and inspiration via that vehicle. When I write, especially the novel series, it pretty much flows. And so I'm in my comfort zone while I still hope that I can make a positive impact on others.
Yeah, absolutely. If you could travel anywhere else in the world, where would it be?
I've been blessed to travel a lot throughout the world. One place that always deeply resonates with me is Hawaii. It has the comfort of still being, the United States, being from America, while having that aloha spirit. So it's one place that I always gravitate back towards. In terms of anywhere I haven't actually been that I would like to go, I haven't explored New Zealand and Australia, and I would like to go there.
Okay, that's cool. How did you spend your last birthday?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't even remember which country I was in my last birthday. In any event, the most momentous part of it would have been with my friends, whether they were physically present, or via phone. I travel so much and I live elsewhere to where a good part of my, connection is with friends via phone, and technology these days is so fabulous. So you don't ever really feel like you're alone, even if you're continents apart.
Yeah, very true. What should they teach in high school but they don't?
Ooh, so many, so many things. My number one, I think, would be stress management, because I think that a lot of people are negatively impacted by chronic stress. I think as a society, we are dismissive of that. And I think it's killing us literally and figuratively, because chronic stress is affecting us emotionally, mentally, physically. And I think it's the one thing, if we really had the skill set in managing it, that it could transform so many lives. Stress is actually the underlying reason for doctors' office visits for like 80 to 90% of the visits. And yet I don't think that doctors are really schooled in that. So I think it could be very transformative to teach people how to manage stress on a day by day basis. And it could help people in terms of happiness, their mental and physical health, their relationships, their longevity. So I would say that would be my number one.
Great. What's your favorite season?
Oh, good question. I will go with spring. It would be spring or fall. I think spring I hate winter. So emerging from winter, we have spring, and then just kind of like the new beginning sense of it. I really like that a lot.
Fair enough. I agree. Have you met anyone famous?
I actually met Barack Obama, a former US president. Even before he was a senator in the Illinois Senate, I had a restaurant with my ex husband on the South Side of Chicago, and my in laws were connected with people locally politically. And so Barack Obama came to my restaurant for dinner.
Hmm, fabulous.
Unfortunately, Michelle was not there, so I
Oh,
didn't get
yeah,
to meet
fair
her.
enough. Yeah. Would you teleport yourself 500 years into the future or
Ooh.
500 years into the past?
Oh my, that's a good one. I think I would have to go back. I think that unfortunately we think that we're making a lot of advancements in the world, and yet I think that there is a greater disconnect when we're doing that, a lot of impersonalization. So I think my value system would sync better with the past versus forward. I was very petrified of artificial intelligence at first, but now I'm embracing it. But I think that in theory, it could be used for a lot of wonderful things, but I'm afraid it's not always going to be used that way. So I prefer simple. And so I think I would have to choose going to the past.
Yes, indeed. What was the largest thing you have ever seen?
The largest thing I've ever seen?
Yeah,
Either a whale or an elephant. And I love elephants, so I'll go with elephant. Elephants are supposed to be good luck. So having it really large is hopefully a really good thing.
yeah, very true. Would you rather speak all languages or talk to animals?
Interesting. So my heart would have said speak to animals, but I'm going to go with speak all languages because I feel like I have a really good connection with my energy with animals to start with. They tend to gravitate towards me, and I travel so much, and not speaking other languages can really be challenging. So it would enrich my experiences traveling, being able to speak in the local languages, and I'm pretty good with the animals already. So my gut would have said something different, but I'm going with speak all languages.
Yeah, very true. If your life was a meal, what kind of meal would it be?
Oh my, I'm a total foodie, so that's a very interesting question. I think it would be a smorgasbord so that I could have a variety of stuff, maybe like a tapas style thing. So, not necessarily a particular meal, but a style of eating to where I would get a lot of diversity and try a variety of things and also that community based sharing. So, I'm going with tapas style.
Very well then. If you can get one item from one store for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Like, I can only get one item.
Like if you knew that that item wasn't going to be around anymore,
Oh,
what would
okay.
what would
Uh, it would probably have to be a book. A book because when I gravitate towards a particular book, I could read it over and over again and really, embrace its philosophy. So I think I would have to go with a book. And I'm old school, so I vastly prefer physical books to ebooks. So I'm going to go with book.
fabulous? What happens in real life but rarely gets portrayed in movies?
Probably an easily happily ever now, which is actually one of the things I write about.
Ah,
I think in movies, things end up to be happily ever after without actually having to go through the challenges of reality. It's a little superficial, so I'm not necessarily saying it's a bad thing that it happens differently in reality.
yes, so true. Do you prefer headphones or earbuds?
Oh, you know what? That's an excellent question. And I was in the United States recently and I bought headphones and the immersive experience, I don't ever want to have it otherwise. So I've been basically living in my over the ear headphones and
Hmm,
I'm constantly listening to music and other things. And it's been even at night, like if I'm listening to hypnotic things or meditations, I think that it just transforms the experience. So that's a definite headphones.
yeah, absolutely. What kind of things do you like to cook or good at cooking?
Mm, I absolutely love cooking. So pretty much everything. Pretty Mediterranean in diet as well as lifestyle. So a lot of Mediterranean things. I really like to make vegetable dishes. I like to make mezes slash tapas. A lot of I'm not vegetarian, but a lot of yogurt based dishes, like a couple of my favorite things that are super easy and delicious and so nutritious, like yogurt with carrots, yogurt with beets, things that in the United States I hadn't really been exposed to before that I really gravitated towards here.
Yeah. Okay
Here,
then.
here meeting in the Mediterranean, currently in Turkey.
Yes, very good. What's the first thing you do when you wake up in the morning?
I turn on music and I start doing jumping jacks. The morning is my favorite time of day. I feel really energized and happy and optimistic, and definitely always music. And it's really helped with the over the ear headphones, in case there's someone else around. And I just really like to start the day energized and happy. And I get out into nature as soon as possible, get sunlight as soon as possible as well.
Nice. What could you give a 40-minute presentation on without any preparation?
I would 14 minutes is pretty random. I would definitely say stress management, because I think that chronic stress, we are dismissing it as a society. I think we can easily overcome it if we didn't dismiss it. And I think it's literally and figuratively killing us. So it's something that is creating a lot of problems that we could easily solve. So it would definitely be that, because I'm very passionate about that topic.
Yes, very true. Where is the furthest you traveled to from where you're originally from?
It would probably be Japan or Bali or Thailand, so Asia. And the jet lag's
Very
really
true.
bad there with the actual change in days, not just time. So it feels the furthest as well.
Yeah, that too. If you're going on a road trip, what two items do you make sure to bring with you?
Food and music.
Couldn't go wrong with that.
Oh,
Would you rather not be able to open closed doors or not be able to close open doors?
say that one again, please.
Would you rather not be able to open closed doors or not be able to close open doors?
I want to be able to open closed doors because I'm always trying to move forward. I'm not really good about closing doors. So that would like make me uncomfortable. So I always want to have the ability to move forward. So I'll choose, being able to do that. So
Yeah,
not be able to close doors, I guess. That's an interesting phrasing of it.
yes, absolutely. What incredibly common thing have you never done?
Really common thing. It's funny because I always like trying new things. I can't really think of anything offhand. Do you have any examples?
Well, there's making your bed after you wake up in the morning.
Nope, I'm good at
Uh,
that.
yes, fair enough. Usually, whenever it snows, you plow the snow off the pavement or your pathway in your front garden.
I do that. I'm not a fan of it, but I do that.
Fair enough.
Um, I really can't think of anything offhand, actually. Even though I don't like common things, I've probably pretty much done what most of us do.
Yeah, absolutely. If would you rather never use social media again or not watch another movie or TV show again?
It's funny, especially living a relatively isolated existence. I definitely use social media a lot more, and I don't usually have access to TV or movies, but I would definitely prefer not to use social media, because I think actually even the term social media in theory, I think it was a really good idea, and I don't think it's very social anymore. I think it's made us more disconnected than connected, whereas you think about like Netflix binging or date nights at movies, etc., watching TV with the family. So I would definitely opt for not being able to use social media, because I think it's making us more disconnected as a society. Whereas I feel like TV and movies have the opposite effect. People kind of, whether it's date night or family night or whatever, it brings people more together. And I think social media is very, unfortunately, in practice, disconnecting.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you pour the milk in first, then the cereal, or do you put the cereal first, then the milk?
Well, that's a funny question, but you're asking the wrong person, because I'm the only person that I know who does not put milk in cereal. And I got through college pretty much as well as childhood On cereal, I had so many favorite cereals, and I just always ate it dry. I never put in milk, so I cannot answer that.
Okay, fair enough.
I love your thought process, though.
Thank you. Have you imagined living in a world where it's just a big, massive garden?
I've never imagined it, but I find that very beautiful and very inspirational. I absolutely love watching things grow. I absolutely love growing food. I absolutely love flowers, plants, etc. So it sounds fabulous, but I'll hopefully start imagining that now. Thanks for you creating that.
You're welcome. If you could watch one movie again for the first time, what movie would that be?
I think I will go with It's a Wonderful Life, the Christmas classic. It's funny. I know people either hate that or love it. And it was a tradition for me growing up and even throughout my adulthood. But it took me a while to like truly appreciate the meaning. And so it's the kind of thing that I would like to look at with fresh eyes.
Yeah, indeed. Do you plan on writing any more books at some point in the future?
I absolutely do. I have a gazillion books in me. And like I said, I write across genres. So I have endless series of holistic wellness guides. I really enjoy writing the fiction books, and pretty much every day I get up and I'm thinking of another one. So it's almost like I have to really discipline myself to, take one at a time and not move on to the next one, the next one, the next one before finishing the one I'm working on. So absolutely.
Nice,
It's a great
nice.
creative outlet. It's very cathartic. It's very eye opening. For instance, in my novel series, growing up, I didn't have a great appreciation for history and geography and art because I felt like it was kind of dry reading it off like a textbook page. And now that I'm exploring the world, I have a different perspective. And so I endlessly want to share those things evocatively with people. I've been blessed to travel throughout so many cultures, and I really want to expose people to that as well.
Yeah, absolutely. If you were given 500 acres of land, what would you use that land for?
Community gardens and playgrounds for children. As I just said, I really love watching things grow, and I think that the world could be positively changed if we had nutritious food readily available and accessible, and if not only children, but if adults could also just kind of play and be out in nature. To me, nature is very connecting, very grounding, very health promoting. So definitely a space where people could just gather and grow nutritious food and just enjoy themselves and be playful.
Yeah, very true. If you were to get an exotic animal as a pet, what kind of companion would you like to have?
Oh my gosh, I dream about it every day. Pandas. I used to think monkeys, but pandas, I find that they are so playful, affectionate, cuddly, and adorable. And I think it could be the happiest person in the world if I just had a panda pet. They're
Yes,
not very energetic
absolutely.
necessarily, but they're very enthusiastic.
Yeah, they sure are. What's the weather like where you are right now?
Unbelievably gorgeous. I went back to the United States not that long ago for the first time in a few years, and I was staying with my best friend, but it was in Chicago, and I knew I would just be completely depressed if I had to endure a Chicago winter. So I've been based throughout the Mediterranean for the past couple of decades. Right now I'm in Turkey, and it is just balmy, 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 beautiful sunsets, just picture perfect weather.
Yes, it only makes sense.
Yeah, yes, to me.
Yeah, would you rather never age physically or never age mentally?
Oh, that's a provocative one. I will go with never age physically because I'm a very active person and I definitely believe in the way not to age mentally is in large part staying physically active. So hopefully it wouldn't be an either or if I were remaining physically, not aging. And I think that I'm a very mobile person. And I think that the constraints of not being able to be physically agile would be more apparent in day to day life. So I don't want to choose either, but I'll go with that one.
Yeah, I could certainly see that. What do you greatly enjoy doing but wish you could do more of?
Spending time with family, spending time with children. I just love the innocence and playfulness and affectionate nature of children. And I'm blessed to travel around a lot, but it can also be very isolating. So I really do miss interactions with family and having children around. I used to have a pet and I wish I would have that again, but I'm really blessed because where I am, there are a lot of docile strays. So it's almost like having the benefits of having pets without taking care of them per se day to day. So, but it would definitely be connecting more to others.
Yeah, absolutely. What is something you have learned this week?
What is something that I've learned this week? You know, it's funny. I feel like I learn new things every day. Every day I get up and I try to learn new things. I had a huge revelation the other day with my nephew here. Huge revelation. So I've been based in Turkey for 7 years. And, I was trying to tell him that Istanbul straddles two continents, Europe and Asia. And I knew that most of Turkey was in Asia, but I always thought where I am in the Mediterranean Sea was part of Europe. And so I just found out that the place I've been based in for the past 7 years, which I thought was technically in Europe, is in Asia. So that was a huge revelation to me because I always think of Asia as so foreign and Europe like near and dear to my heart. So that was a pretty big one.
Yeah, very true. What improved your life quality so much you wish you did it sooner?
Let's see. I would say regularly exercising. And I've been doing that for decades now, but like through college, it just wasn't my thing. I hated gym, physical education in school. I wish it had been taught in a different manner, more aligned with kind of freestyle, doing your own thing and explaining the benefits of it, because to me now it's a no-brainer or non-negotiable that I do it every single day. And I wish I had embraced that earlier on in life, because I really think that it mentally, emotionally, physically is just phenomenal. And if you're blessed to do it, you should be doing it.
Yes, I agree. What's the most interesting documentary you have ever watched?
Let's see. I've really not watched too many documentaries. It would probably be on heart coherence kind of things, like with the doctor. I don't know if you've heard of Dr. Joe Dispenza. I can't think of the names of the documentaries, but I really am into, holistic healing modalities. So it would be something along those lines. I should
Yeah,
probably watch more.
yeah, absolutely. In what situation do you wish you could throw down a smoke bomb and just disappear as if you were never there?
Probably, honestly, any like contentious situation. I hate any kind of confrontation. So if there were I think confrontations are normally from misperceptions and misunderstandings. And so if I had that magical ability to do that in one of those situations where people are wasting a lot of energy and drama and catastrophizing over basically nothing, I think I would utilize it in that situation.
Yeah, I could certainly see that. And that is all. That is all we have for this episode. It's great having you on, Sophia, talking about being an author, living in the Mediterranean, and of course, many other things. It's been fabulous.
Thank you so much and Happy New Year.
And to you too.
Thank you.
And until next time, stay tuned for more.